Grandpa Keto here. A lot of you have asked for a meal plan or a snack plan, so today I'm just going to show you what I eat in a day on keto at the age of 62. Really, it's a simple diet that I use. It is real whole foods, nothing complicated. I try to keep it simple. And these foods keep me energized, keep me losing weight, and just keep moving me on from day to day. Anyway, let's start and take a look at what I eat in a day. Here we go. Let's start with breakfast. I'm kind of old school, so I keep it simple, and I will eat 3 eggs scrambled, sometimes with a little bit of cheese, and it just depends on my mood that morning. Some mornings I scramble my eggs in ghee, and some mornings I scramble them in the sausage grease that's left over from frying my sausage. Never make it complicated. With my eggs, I add a little bit of cheese sometimes, and for me, I always, of course, do salt, pepper, and a little cayenne pepper to give her a little kick. And some mornings I'll add maybe a tablespoon or two of heavy cream. Now, on most mornings when you look at my breakfast, I'm coming out at no more than maybe 2 or 3 carbs from the cheese, or if I add the heavy whipping cream, maybe 5 carbs in breakfast, and that does it. So then let's move on to lunch. All right, it's dinner time. So on most days, I'm probably going to have some chicken tenders. I like to have my lunch prepped though, so that way if I'm busy, it's there and ready to go. So if I'm doing chicken tenders, I'm going to bake them ahead of time in the oven. I may do them in the air fryer, and on them I'm very simple with the seasonings. I use salt and pepper. Sometimes I throw a little cayenne pepper on there. You see a theme building there. And some everything but the bagel seasoning. And chicken tenders, and I'll pair that with maybe a half a cup of broccoli. Half a cup of broccoli is only 4 grams of carbohydrates. Now, sometimes also, if I'm at home, I might fry a pork chop, a center cut pork chop. And maybe I'll have meatballs already prepared. And I try to keep some meatballs prepped and in the refrigerator. The meatballs, I make them simply with ground beef, and then I put some bacon bits in them, some cheese, and I make about 1.5 ounce meatballs and bake them, and I keep them in a Ziploc or in a container in the refrigerator. Then I'll bring them out, and some days I'll just heat them up in the microwave. Or sometimes I will cut them into little slices, and once again head to the cast iron skillet, and I will fry them in some ghee. And then I'll take and I'll dip those in a little bit of Stubbs sugar-free barbecue sauce. So that's really lunch. And then in the afternoon, if I get hungry and I need a snack, then I head for the Laughing Cow cheese. And I'd like to tell you that I eat 1 slice of that Laughing Cow cheese, you know, 1 wedge. They're in a little triangle wedge. Normally I eat 2. They are 1 carb apiece for the wedge, and they usually do the job and hold me off till the evening. Sometimes, if I don't do the Laughing Cow cheese, I'll take deli ham that's sliced, and I will take a piece of it and roll up a piece of like pepper jack cheese, or sometimes just a slice of American cheese, and use that. Then once again, 1 slice of cheese is normally about 1 carb. So there you go. There is my afternoon snack. Now, let's move over to dinner. All right, we're headed into the end of the day and what I finished my day off with. Hey, if you've liked this so far, how about going down and subscribing and maybe giving this video a like? Maybe share with me what you eat throughout the day on your ketogenic diet. Now, anyway, for dinner, here's where we go. I usually, once again, I'm keeping it simple. I'll have a couple hamburgers and I'll use a slice of cheese, half a slice on each burger, but you can put a full slice on each one. And then usually a half a cup of cut green beans. Now, those cut green beans, I usually get Green Giant in a can, and then I salt and pepper that and add butter and microwave them. And there you go. See, very simple, very quick. And then I'll take sometimes, and I keep hamburgers prepped in the refrigerator in a container. And I will bake them or fry them ahead of time, and so I'll have them there. And then on other nights, I may have a piece of salmon. Once again, I'll normally either air fry or I'll fry the salmon in the skillet. So salmon's an option. And then sometimes, maybe I'll have a pork loin chop. And the same thing with the salmon, with the steak, I'll sometimes do a sirloin steak. And if I do either one of those two, I want to do asparagus with that. And you see it keeps the carb count low. So far from breakfast to now, if you eat everything that I've laid out, you've got less than 20 carbs in for the day. Then once again, if I need a snack, I will go to one of several things of an evening. Once again, I may do the Laughing Cow cheese, depending on whether I did it in the afternoon. I may do the ham and cheese roll up. Sometimes, depending on how many carbs I've had throughout the day, I may do a half a cup or even a cup of frozen blackberries. Grandma Keto got me onto this one. She keeps blueberries and blackberries in the refrigerator, frozen at all times. And I eat a lower carb diet, of course, and on my ketogenic diet, I usually eat the blackberries. So I do a half a cup to a cup, depending on my carb count for the day, in blackberries. Another option, and this is kind of what they call dirty keto, but I do this sometimes, and that is there's something called keto ice cream bars, and they are good for 3 net carbs, it says, on a bar. The only problem I have with those kind of things, keto treats, keto snacks of any kind, is sometimes those can drive your hunger. If you can eat one keto bar and it not make you hungry, then go for it. But if you find out that if you're eating a keto bar and it is making you hungry, if you're eating any kind of processed keto snack, and you find that after you eat it, you become hungry, which happens a lot, the substitute sugars they put in will cause a reaction in you, and it'll cause you to crave something or to be hungry or want more. So if that happens to you, then keep it simple and go back to, Laughing Cow cheese or even cubes of cheese. Find you something, pepperoni slices that you can eat that doesn't trigger hunger. Anyway, there you go, what I eat in a day. And I hope this helped you. And if you're joining me on this keto journey, then won't you leave a comment down there? And like I said before, subscribe to my channel, and we'll go on this journey together. Anyway, for today, I'm Grandpa Keto.